Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my WWE Raw Supershow review for tonight, January 9th, 2012. Over on tonight's Raw, second Raw of the new year. Okay, you got the whole Cena Kane thing developing a little more, involving the Broski yet again. We have the first two inductees. I thought we only one be announced. Two are inducted to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. I'll give it away now. No, Macho Man is not going to be inducted, especially with these two certain people to be inducted. I'll get to them in a moment. We also have another show-offy moment from a certain guy. Go. And a debut of a guy who's been taunted for weeks and weeks. And a being a So so let's get down to it. To this okay Raw tonight. Starting off with blah blah blah. Kane came out, did his usual hate speech. Like, are you like sick of people who says like the same thing every week? Kane's been saying the same thing every week. Embrace the hate. You hate this, you hate that. Don't hold it over, let it all out. Lucky people like Cena and the Broski and yada yada yada. So Kane kept blabbing for a little bit, talk about stuff, and then here comes Cena coming out to attack him. They fought all the way to the back outside of the arena. This is in Texas, I think. And Kane and Cena fought outside. Kane was going to be tossed off a little ledge thingy, which would be used later on. So Kane was about to be pushed up by Cena, and then Kane fought back, beat Cena up, slammed on some things. Even used a lead thingy, like a lead pipe or a core ball or something. Cena came back with a core ball. Then Kane there with a hard right hand, letting Cena in a box of trash, like he is, trash. Kind of acting forward. Anyway, Cena's trash gets punched into trash. So Cena gets back up, and all of a sudden, Kane's gone. Ooh, Kane mysteriously vanishes. We all know that quick. So Kane vanished before Cena got a chance to get back at him. So now we're on to our first match of the evening, which was kind of a comical situation, kind of a mini squash match. I call it mini because it was basically a handicap match. It was Sheamus teaming up with Santino, take on Wade Barrett and Jinder Mahal. Now, these four guys have been confirmed for the Royal Rumble. Sheamus will be in it, so will Santino, who was in the final two last year. Wade Barrett, who could be a favorite, especially with Orton now. Basically, the first match of Raw was kind of a stinker tonight, because it was kind of a mini, kind of a handicap match, basically. Wade Barrett only got in for a little bit. Then basically fed Jinder Mahal to the wolves. Basically, Jinder Mahal got his butt whipped by Sheamus getting chopped, and then, of course, getting the quote kick before Santino got tagged in to give the Cobra 1, 2, 3 victory for Santino and Sheamus. Kind of a mini squash, I call it. But basically, it was a handicap match because Wade Barrett didn't get that much involved in this match tonight. Man wants to preserve himself for the Rumble match. So then, on to our next segment, which was the first of two announcements for the WWE Hall of Fame inductees for 2012. And the first man to get in is a man who I think a lot of people predicted he would be getting in, especially after he retired last year. He is a multi-time WWE and World Champion, multi-time Tag Champion, former Intercontinental Champion. And the only man who I think has been King of the Ring, Royal Rumble winner, and two-time Money in the Bank winner. Well, one in the match itself, and he won it not in the match itself, but against Mr. Kennedy. Of course, I'm referring to the Raw Superstar Edge. Will be inducted to the Hall of Fame this year, and I think a lot of people. I said in my tagline today that I said that Edge should be in the Hall of Fame sometime. That he'll be in it somehow, somewhere down the line, but I didn't think it was going to come this quickly. But I think a lot of people should have saw this coming with Edge being announced. So that means Edge would be like the main guy. So, bet you no Macho Man. So, Edge will be inducted, and I think he very deserves it. Great wrestler. He was a great, good guy out here. No matter what role he played, it was awesome. And also later on in the evening, the Four Horsemen. Kind of stupid. Well, announced. Of course, Ric Flair's now in TNA. He's already inducted. This is probably the first time in WWE history that a guy is going to induct twice. As a solo wrestler and as a group. Of course, that will include Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, Tully Blanchard, I'm guessing Ole Anderson, and specifically probably J.J. Dillon. And I know Flair was at the Hall of Fame last year supporting Shawn, but he wasn't on camera. But who knows what's going to happen with this situation. I bet you only Blanchard and Barry and Anderson will show up since we all know Ric Flair's in TNA. So, and with Edge's announcement, I met 4 Hall of Famers. I met Edge, met Ric Flair, said on my TNA review, my house show review I went to a few months ago. And I met Stone Cold, and I met Shawn Michaels. So I met 4 WWE Hall of Famers with Edge's announcement tonight. So congrats to Edge. Congrats to the 4 Horsemen. Kind of a stupid situation. And speaking of stupid situations, before the debut of Stupid Clay, we had a little champion versus champion match. We had the World Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Bryan, taking on one of the tag champions, Kofi Kingston. Now, Kofi did very well. It was a short match. It was an okay matchup. Kofi was going to fly. And then Daniel called him in midair, got him in the lapel lock, and Daniel Bryan got the victory. Not before the Big Show came out. Big Show, of course, took on Daniel Bryan last week for the title. And, well, Kami kind of interfered. Some thought it was intentional to get Bryan intentionally disqualified. But we know DQ, no count this week on the title match on SmackDown this Friday as made by Big Show. I smell a Rumble match because we don't know who's going to face Daniel at the Rumble yet. So, there you go. Now, on to probably the moment everyone's going to be talking about the most. For all the wrong reasons. After months and months and weeks of delays, the Chinese democracy and the WWE, kind of, Daniel Brodus Clay finally debuted tonight. And we saw promos a few months ago about him being a mean, big, mean fighting machine. He came out, let's go! Da, da, da. You know, he came out with an old theme song from Ernest the Cat Miller for old WWE. For people who don't know who Ernest the Cat Miller is, he was this guy in WCW. And then he came to WWE, and his catchphrase was, somebody call my mama. So here in the song, somebody call my mama. That was his old theme song. So you see Brodus Clay whipping off Flash Funk, by the way, another old guy, a.k.a. Two Gold Scorpio, because Flash Funk used to come up with these funkettes, as they used to call them. So Brodus Clay is his Clayettes, basically. So Brodus Clay came out, disco from Funk City, basically to scorch the hell out of Zack Ryder's former tag team partner, Kurt Hawkins. Now, this is what you do. Now, this is why, what we've been waiting for, and this is why there's been a lot of rewrites. Are you serious, bro? Come on, that was stupid, man. Brodus Clay is this big monster. And you bill him up as a fucking disco freak from Funk City? Stupid. And I seriously said to the screen, Brodus, please punch out one of those 2 funkettes. I'm sorry. He should like this gimmick, and then maybe he'll like punch one of his girls, and then be a big monster that everyone's expecting him to. Now this is what we've been waiting for months and months and months. Come on, WWE. But basically, who gives a fuck about Brodus Clay? I didn't, and everyone was sitting on their hands. There was no reception at all. You saw the crowd like, who's this guy? Who the fuck is that? So Brodus Clay debuts as a disco freak, defeating Kurt Hawkins in about 45 seconds. But let me say this. Now, like, Jericho's better. Jericho's was a lot better than Brodus Clay's debut. But we'll get to Jericho in a moment. So after that feeling that left us a bad taste in our mouths, we ended up with our next match, which was CM Punk in a non-title match against Jack Swagger. Of course, we all know Punk Ziggler at the Rumble. And Lauren Knight is a special guest referee. And Punk's going to be like, if Lauren Knight is a referee, we're stupid. Especially if you allow Vicky and Jack to be at ringside as well. That's like odds against me already. So Lauren Knight has made the stipulation. Punk, Swagger. Punk wins. Swagger and Vicky are banned from ringside. Great match, by the way. It was a good match. And they kind of screwy. No, Lauren Knight did not get involved. Although he did try to block Ziggler from interfering. That was kind of smart. But the match was actually pretty good. You know, 2 former world champions, one's current, because Jack Swagger, like CM Punk, is a former Money in the Bank winner. They both cashed in. So, the match was pretty good. The match was decent. Okay matchup. Swagger did some things. But the ending kind of got me a little free. I think a lot of people could be like, what the hell is that ending? CM Punk did the elbow. I did the Macho Man tribute. Got the elbow on him. 1, 2, 3. They counted the 3, but Swagger's arm came up. Was it a miscue or whatever? CM Punk got the victory anyway. So that means Punk will have Swagger and Vicky Guerrero banned at ringside for his match against Ziggler at the Rumble. So, but Swagger gets a shot against Zack Ryder next week. If Zack Ryder can make it. I'll talk about Zack Ryder in a moment. Who was ready for a date with Eve. I'll get to that and all that in a moment. So Swagger lost to Punk. I call it a weird ending with that whole, like, he pinned him, but his elbow went up. So, like I said, if it was an intentional miscue or whatever, Punk gets the victory anyway. Decision's final, but Lawrence did nothing. So we'll see what happens with this whole situation. But we all know that now will be even Steven. No one will be helping Ziggler unless Lawrence does. Now, on to our next match. Actually, we didn't have a match after that. We had a lot of talking, including, of course, this is when they announced that the 4 Horsemen would be inducted, because Edge was announced during the first hour. 4 Horsemen to be announced in the second hour, and I can say now they're probably not going to induct Macho Man. It's going to suck, because they can't induct Macho Man, because they can't have overshadow Edge. So I bet you Macho Man may be inducted next year. But we'll see if they'll ever induct him. You know, but like I said, you got to Edge and 4 Horsemen. So they made a little, well, Eve kept telling Zack Ryder, because Zack is off tonight. Zack had a match with Zack Ryder, Jack Swagger next week. And he had no match. So we were going to ask Eve for a date. Well, Eve was scheduled for a match against somebody to get a shot against the Divas Championship. Eve came out for that match, and I was looking at the clock. I was like, oh my God, how are they going to have a Divas match with Ziggler and Cena, the main event coming up? That was the main event. But then Kane's music hit. And then Eve ran for her life, basically, and Zack caught her. And they had a little flat tire. They were trying to escape, but Zack caught a flat tire. So they were trying to put that flat tire in. It'll become a big factor for the match with Cena and Ziggler. And before that main event, we also had a little segment involving Miz trying to find people to call out R-Truth to sneak attack him by being distracted. After everybody else bailed, basically the only and last guy was Ricardo Rodriguez, since, of course, Alberto was injured. So Ricardo came out, did the worst taunting to R-Truth, and R-Truth came out, said, everybody get R-Truth. So he was kind of acting on his best behavior, not going to attack Ricardo or anything. And then Ricardo's like cucaracha. I thought it was kind of funny, though, as interesting. And then Ricardo inadvertently knocks R-Truth's mic out of his hand. Then R-Truth goes, cuckoo, cuckoo, bam! Beats the crap out of Ricardo. But the decoy plan worked. With R-Truth distracted on Ricardo, here comes Miz from the crowd, attacking from behind R-Truth, delivering a message to Truth. But then Truth made Miz run out like a pussy again, chasing him out of the arena again. Miz may have had the battle won, but Truth won the war again by chasing Miz out. So, like I said, we'll see what happens with these two, especially when we head towards the Rumble. So I bet you they'll both be in the Rumble match itself. So then we're on to the main event. John Cena taking on Dolph Ziggler. Now, we all know at the time when Zack Ryder was in the back, while Cena was wrestling Ziggler. I had this in my mind, and I predicted it right on the money. That Ziggler was going to fight Cena. We all know Ryder was trying to get a flat tire fix to get away from Kane. I said to myself, Cena's going to be distracted by Zack Ryder getting attacked by Kane. Then Cena's going to get counted out to try to help Ryder. Well, Cena had a match in hand. He was about to deliver the 5 moves of doom, especially the 5-knuckle shuffle, when, like I said, Cena saw Zack Ryder get attacked by Kane. Trying to help him. Cena was trying to run to the back to get him help, but Ziggler came in sleeper holds. But Cena then blocked off a sleeper by wailing Ziggler against the ring post. and basically getting a double count out as Cena ran to the back to try to help Ryder. But then Cena got the same treatment, getting his butt whipped by Kane as well, and then getting choked out for the third week out of 5 or so by Kane in his black mask. Black mask of doom, I call it. So there you go. Cena chokes out. Cena gets choked out by Kane to end War. Trying to help Ryder. Now, Ryder, I mentioned, is supposed to defend his title against Jack Swagger. We'll see if he'll sell his injuries by not showing up next week. I also didn't mention Chris Jericho came out, basically did the same thing he did last week. He came out, badgered with the fans again, and said nothing again. He had a mic where he was crying. You can tell it was fake crying. You can tell that Jericho's like, now this is getting stupid. You know, last week, fine. We can get away with your little debut thing. But tonight was just fucking stupid. Make Jericho look like a fucking pansy tonight. Making him cry to leave? Come on, dude. That was fucking stupid. You know, I don't know what they're trying to do with the heel thing, but still, that was fucking stupid. Making Jericho look like a fucking pansy tonight. By him crying like that. So, there were some good moments of Raw and bad moments, especially Brodus Clay. So, that is it for my Raw review. Comment your thoughts below. What do you think about Brodus Clay's debut? Was it stupid to build him for that long and then make him do a disco maniac instead of a big monster? Do you think WWE made Jericho look like a pansy by making him fake cry tonight? And are you happy for Edge getting inducted in the Hall of Fame? Isn't it stupid that the 4 Horsemen are getting inducted with one of them in TNA? Comment your thoughts on Raw below. Like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all very much. You've been attacked by the review from Zach. Have a good night, everybody. See you all later. Oh, yeah.